Our presentation is on the Elpac, which stands for the English Language Proficiency Assessment for California. My group members are Melanie Padua, Jessica Salas, and I'm Monica Estrella. The Elpac is the English Language Proficiency Assessment for California for students in kinder or TK through 12th grade. An ELP is required by the state and federal law for eligible students. Eligible students are students whose primary language is a language other than English. The current ELP for California is the CELD, which stands for California English Language Development Test. The California Department of Education is transitioning from the CELD to the Elpac as the state ELP assessment by 2018. The Elpac will be given 2 times during the year, one at the beginning of the year for the identification of the student as an English learner, and the second is for their year-end assessment to measure the student's progress in learning English and to see the student's ELP level. The Elpac consists of 4 parts: speaking, reading, listening, and writing. There are 4 levels that a student can test into for the Elpac. Level 4 is fully functional, and that shows that a student can use English to learn and communicate in meaningful ways that are appropriate to different tasks. Level 3 is moderate functional. This shows that a student can sometimes use English to learn and communicate in meaningful ways in a range of topics and content areas. Level 2 is somewhat functional, which shows that a student can use English to meet immediate communication needs, but often are not able to use English to learn and communicate on topics and content areas. Level 1 is limited to no function. This shows that the students tend to rely on learned words and phrases to communicate meaning at a basic level. For transitional kinder through first grade students, they are tested on a one-on-one basis. Second grade through 12th grade students are tested as a group for listening, reading, and writing. All speaking items on the Elpac are given to all students one-on-one and scored by a trained test examiner. The listening domain at grades K through 2 will be read aloud to students by a test examiner. For grades 3 through 12, a recorded audio will be used to deliver listening items.
California is in the process of transitioning from the California English Language Development Test, or CELT, to the English Language Proficiency Assessments for California, or LPAC. The CELT will continue to be administered until the LPAC becomes operational. Why does the LPAC matter? Let's brief compare the CELT and the LPAC. First, the CELT is aligned with the old 1999 California English Language Development Standards, which has 5 proficiency levels such as beginning, early intermediate, early advanced, and advanced. LPAC will align with the 2012 California ELD standards to reduce this to 3 levels, namely emerging, expanding, and bridging. So as you see, educators will still determine the proficiency levels of ELLs and provide the appropriate ELD instructions they need. But the LPAC will modernize the assessment so that it ties in to the current 2012 ELD standards. Second, CELT uses one test for both the initial assessment and annual assessment. The LPAC uses 2 separate tests for the initial identification and annual summative assessment. This will provide a better assessment of students' progress. I think that 2 separate tests will allow a better measure of how much progress has been made and not simply whether progress was made. Third, the CELT uses paper-pencil tests, while LPAC has a potential to transition to computer-based tests. In my opinion, this is a natural improvement. We take our CBEST and other tests on the computer, and these kids are going to encounter the same thing as they grow older. Might as well start preparing them for computer-based exams while they're young. And based on my fieldwork observations, students prefer to take exams on their computers anyway. And obviously, scoring, storing, and organizing the exam records is much more convenient for the educator. Fourth, the CELT's annual assessment window is from July 1 to October 31. Elpac's annual summative assessment window will be a 4-month class period after January 1, allowing for more pre-test instructional time. This additional time will help educators and their EL students prepare for the exam. Fifth, the SELF has 5 grade spans, while the Elpac will have 7 grade spans. This is a huge improvement for ELs previously lumped into larger grade ranges. In the SELF, 9th through 12th grades made up a single range. But every parent and teacher knows there is a big difference between the expectations and abilities of freshmen and seniors. The Elpac acknowledges this. Sixth, SELF has 5 performance levels while Elpac has 4 levels, namely fully functional, moderately functional, somewhat functional, and limited functional, and the reporting domains have not changed. Elpac matters because it modernizes the assessment for both the students and the teachers. It classifies students into fewer proficiency levels while providing more accurate assessments and more time to realize improvement before testing. It also increases the number of age ranges so that the assessments are more targeted to a child's age range and is redesigned to be upgraded for computer-based testing.
Which types of educators does it affect? The transition from the CELT to the Elpac affects teachers in the K-12 setting. Because of this change, all teachers will take part in a mandatory staff development day. There, a trained test examiner from the district will inform the teachers and staff members of the changes in administering and scoring the exam in the 4 domains of listening, speaking, reading, and writing. The statewide training will begin late October of this year and continue until early December. There will also be additional training from March through May of 2018. To summarize, here are some important facts about the Elpac. The Elpac will replace the CELT testing. It begins the 2017 to 2018 school year, and all speaking items on the Elpac are given to the students one-on-one and scored by a trained test examiner in real time. To find out more information on the Elpac, contact the California Department of Education, Assessment Development and Administration Division, English Language Proficiency and Spanish Assessments Office, or just visit their website. And these were the references used